Welcome to my studio, Atelier Arenas, in the mountains in Colima, Mexico. I'm working on a show of 18 papier-mâché sculptures to be finished by November 2025. My next step in this video is about making the bent plasticine legs and making the mold.
Ahí va. Ahí va. Yeah. Muy bien, muy bien. Okay.
I'm Diane van der Zanden. I'm the gringa who lives here in Mexico working on sculpture in my studio here. I live here with my husband, Rogelio, and my 3 dogs. I decided that I was going to teach the papier-mâché technique that I've been using to make these sculptures. It's a technique that I think I developed myself. I'm not sure if anybody else is using it, but it's unusual and I don't want it to get lost. So I want to show you. Here we go. Here's my list of the big sculptures. They don't fit in the hot box, so they have to be done before the rainy season in June. But the main goal here is to finish my anchor and my guardian in the next 30 days. This was my inspiration for my guardian. I just started working on the plasticine legs for this sculpture and another sculpture, the guardian and the one with the anchor, and I'm very happy about the way that it's going. So what I'm doing is I'm using threaded rod and I've got it attached here in the foot. So there's a nut and a bolt in there. On this side, I've cut down the foot. On this side, I'm going to cut down the foot a little bit more because these feet came from the other sculptures that are standing directly upright. And on both of those sculptures, I want the legs to be bent. And then what I did was I took the leg from the other sculpture and I basically did the measurements on that leg in order to figure out how long I needed the legs to be. So that's where we're up to right about now, where the knee is at. I also used the torso from the original sculpture to make the tops of the legs. Here, I want the legs to be level in the mold bed, which will make for a nicer mold. I remove one leg, cut out a little plasticine, and put the leg back in. I'm happy with that. Here you can see a bit of the plastic between the legs and the bed. These are the sculpting tools that I prefer. I'm making the tenon as I go. The whole process does take a bit of work and time. As I make progress, I cut the plasticine with my scalpel very close to the leg and then tuck it in and continue working the soft buff plasticine to get it super smooth. I've made my wooden box and plugged all the holes with plasticine so that the plaster won't run out. Liquid plaster is heavy and almost like water in that it will find any small space to escape. I use Vaseline and baby oil as a mold release on the wood and the plasticine. The plasticine takes very little. Then I rub it so that there are no brush strokes. We mix plaster. You can find the technique in other videos of mine. I scoop a little plaster in and then brush to release air bubbles. Let it rest for a few minutes and continue filling the well. It's great to have help, and Danny mixes more plaster before the first batch hardens. The next day, I remove the wooden box, unscrewing and taking off the nuts and the washers.
¿Qué hago con este lado?
Yeah, just cut it off.
¿Así?
Uh-huh.
¿Así?
Yeah, just like that, and then get the spatula in there the same. Be careful of the legs. The legs, remember, the plasticine legs are there, so you got to make sure that the spatula goes flat against this wood, because the legs are right there.
Son abajo, ¿no?
Yeah, and we don't want to be cutting into the legs. This.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. And look who else is here. Gaga's here. She says, "What is my friend doing? My friend Dani, she's doing something." And Diane is all nervous and excited. So the next thing to do is to push the spatula in all the way. Instead of doing this kind of thing, push it in
Hacia arriba.
all the way, so that we're getting a little more separation. Yeah. Yeah, it'll come. It just always takes time. Here, why don't you take this, and I'm gonna try and see if it's coming apart.
Ahí va.
Ahí va.
Yeah.
Muy bien.
Okay. ¿Y las piernas se salvaron?
Sí. Está bien, porque yo tengo que trabajar las piernas de todos modos. Y sí, I have to work on the legs no matter what. So now it's pretty easy, because the plasticine really releases very easily from the plaster, or at least it should. And now it's a great example of how that works. Got these weird boards on the edges. I had to finagle some mold walls, but yeah. So the next thing, if it doesn't come apart, is just to use a tool. Like, I'll just take the middle out of it. And now that just sort of helps it to come apart, to release. And I don't want to take the legs out of the mold. But that's great. Yay! Perfect. So now obviously I do have to do smoothing on here. But that's good. That's what it should look like. And then I'll do this smoothing in the next few days, and then the next time we'll make this the second piece. And that'll be that. We'll have the legs.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yay! Usually I put little feet on it so that we don't have to. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So Yeah, you can go ahead and start mixing the batch. My little friend.
Muy bien. I'm gonna need another one. And maybe about the same, maybe a little less. Yeah, I like that mix with a lot more water in it. Yeah, it's better. No, it's just because we're getting to it sooner. Yeah. No, it's all hard to clean once it gets to a certain point. Just gonna clean this up a little bit. I think I'm gonna need just a little bit more. Another bucket that's like just like a little, yeah. That's good enough for this one, hopefully. So for some strange reason, this top part, this last part of this mold that I poured did not cure completely. And I mean, I can scrape into it, which makes for a really, really terrible mold. Oh, shit. The best things that you can do for me are subscribe while you're watching. That really helps the algorithm. And also making comments is an incredible help, and that'll help me keep making videos and keep teaching you papier-mâché, and hopefully I'll start with some other things eventually too. I really appreciate you. So I knew that this plaster might not work because I cast 3 things at the same time. The mold for the arms, the mold for the legs, and the mold for the branches. One of the pieces of the mold for the arms was already really soft. And so I knew when I took this piece apart that I may end up with one piece being really soft. And yeah, I got mad. You know, I make enough problems for myself. I don't need the materials to be bad as well. It's not such a big deal, not so hard to do, and we'll keep on going.
¿Cómo se dice en inglés?
That's life.
Life. That's life.
Have you been to do it?
¿Solo una vez? Sí, pues está rico, pero
Es caro.
es caro, ¿no? Un poquito.
Es muy caro. Comimos 2 pizzas. Fue muy caro.
Sí, es caro. No, no es, para mí no es necesario ir tan continuamente.
No.
No, o sea, si quiero pizza, pues me conformo con la otra. Con la siciliana.
No bajamos mucho en las noches. Bajamos en las mañanas. Somos gente de la mañana. It's very funny because when I met Rogelio, he was going out at night all the time. And I was going out dancing also. Yeah, we went out dancing a lot. We did a lot of nighttime things.
No, pero pues cambian las cosas allá.
But we're 60. Things have changed.
Sí. ¿Cuántos tienen? ¿60?
Sí, tenemos 60.
¿Tú también? ¿60?
60. ¿Crees? No lo creo.
Yo no creo que tengo 40.
Que han pasado 60 años.
Yo no creo que tengo 40, ¿no? No, no puedo creer, me siento de mí. No, además también pienso que cuando vinieron a México también su vida cambió mucho, ¿no? En la naturaleza todo cambia, es otro ritmo.
Sí.
Se conectaron más con el ritmo de la naturaleza,
Ajá, y
amanecer
aquí,
con el sol, dormir cuando se mete el sol, entonces eso es mucho más orgánico.
ajá,
Entonces ya no puedes como así, mucho más sano. En las ciudades no se hace eso porque no se siente ese ritmo, entonces alteran todo ese ritmo en las ciudades. Por eso también no es que estén viejos, para no desvelar.
no, y en los Estados Unidos trabajamos
Muchísimo, ¿no?
muchísimo, los fines, todos los fines, todos hasta la noche, muchas veces tuve 3 trabajos.
Wow.
Y Rogelio trabajó en construcción y trabajó la casa en los fines y sí, fue horrible.
Sí, horrible, ahora están en una etapa más tranquila.
Y nunca tuvimos dinero suficiente para hacer lo normal, como ir al cine que cuesta, it probably costs $25 for each person to go to the movies.
Sí, no, yo ni siquiera voy aquí.
We used to go once a month maybe. Okay, that's better. Alrighty. Oh, this one doesn't seem to be quite as easy as the other one. Oh, but that's nice.